I have always believed that the biggest gift a parent can give a child is confidence. What has happened is parenting has changed, where parents think that they are friends of their children. Now, I have a little opinion here, which is that don't be a friend to your child, be a parent. So, I think one of the things which is very crucial for all the parents to remember is that don't label a child. So don't call a child good boy or bad boy. Both are equally bad. I have been doing things that interest me, that I feel passionate about. Marvelous Mrs. India, which is my baby, in that I have combined everything that I am, or my knowledge, and I've created a program. So although it is Mrs. India, it is not just a beauty pageant. Our hashtag is beauty inside out. The whole thing is divided into half and half. So beauty within and external beauty, we combine both because it's important how you present yourself to the world. Marvelous Mrs. India is open for women of Indian origin from everywhere. So we've had participants from Australia, from USA, from UK, from Thailand, from Middle East, of course. So Indian origin women from everywhere are welcome to participate in Marvelous Mrs. India.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the First 90% podcast. Today I'm joined by someone who has lived multiple lives in one. A doctor, a psychologist, a model, an actress, above all a parent. Dr. Aditi Govitrikar has redefined what it means to embrace creativity with intellect. From winning the Mrs. World crown to joining Harvard in her 40s, and to create a platform that empowers women. Dr. Aditi has done it all. Please welcome Dr. Aditi.
Thank you so much, Raghav, for having me on this podcast.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show. A lot of us know you as the glamour model Mrs. World, but you've held multiple roles in your life and you wear multiple hats. So can you tell our audience a little bit about all the amazing things that you've been doing?
I have been doing things that interest me, that I feel passionate about. And when people say that, oh, you've changed professions, the only thing I can say is, yes, I have. However, one thing that one needs to remember is I have attained success as per my definition, because see, everybody's definition of success is different. However, the goal that I set for myself, when I've achieved that, I have said, yes, this is fine. Now maybe I can. But it's not like it's been a conscious plan or decision that, okay, for so many years I'll do this, then I will move to something else. It's not been like that. I've pretty much gone with the flow in that sense. But now at this age, maybe a little late, but it's better late than never. And now I'm a little careful about the plans that I make or the switches that I make in my professional life.
So a lot of people don't know that you were already a doctor, qualified doctor, before you even won the Mrs. World title, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that journey? Yeah. Why did you first of all decide to be a doctor, and then why did you give it up and go into the glamour world?
Right. So the family that I come from, it's a very typical Maharashtrian Brahmin family where a lot of importance was given to education. I don't remember even once anybody not in my family or my neighborhood saying that, oh, you're so pretty. You know, like when you look at a little girl now and you say, oh my God, she's so pretty. I don't remember anybody saying that ever. I was always praised for, oh, she stood first, that's great. She got 100 on 100, that's great. So the focus was always education. But my parents never ever imposed on any of us, we are three of us, to say that you have to be a doctor or engineer. That was the thing in those days, right?
Right.
बेटी इधर डॉक्टर बनेगी इंजीनियर बनेगी बेटा रहेगा तो ज़्यादा इंजीनियरिंग की तरफ होता है उसका ध्यान सो वी डेंट हैव दैट लाइक माई ब्रदर्स अ शेफ माई सिस्टर्स एन engineer so they allowed us to do whatever we wanted to do. Now my mother tells me that from the time she remembers, like as little as I was, maybe 5 or 6 years old, since then I always said I wanted to be a doctor. I always said that. And I think when I retrospect, that was probably because I'm a very curious person. I like to know how things work. I want to know how things are done, even today. And at that time, human body used to fascinate me. I'm like, how is it that, how is it that a heart is pumping? How is it that I'm breathing? Why is it that a person in coma is not alive in that sense, right? How is it that they come back and some don't? So these kind of questions always intrigued me as a child. And the other part was healing. I think that is one thing which I have always kind of somewhere deep down, that thought process, okay, I want to help somebody heal. That was always there in me. And that's why I think my parents always encouraged it. And because I was good in academics, yes, my father did tell me in 10th standard that if you don't score, if you don't get it on merit, I'm not going to pay donation for you to be a doctor. So you better do it on your own merit. Because he also knew that I had it in me. And a little push, use stress, as you must be aware of this term, use stress in life is very important. So I think that is what was his strategy to get me to get those marks that were required to get into medicine.
So it's fascinating what you're talking about, because you are saying that your family empowered you, gave you the confidence that you can choose your own path.
Yes.
And your curiosity led you to in that direction, because you were very curious about it from a very young age, right? And so then what happened? Like after you became a doctor, I think you didn't end up practicing as a practicing
Yeah.
doctor, right?
So what happened was that after my third year MBBS, I got admission into MD Gynaec, and I even did it for 8 months. Whilst I was in my third year and just started my internship, at that time, a friend of mine. So I always believed in having friends other than what I'm doing. My specialty is. So when I was doing medicine, I also had friends who were non-medicos. Because I felt that when I know other people who are doing other things in life, I learn. Because love is my first love is learning. At that time, a friend of mine, Himanshu, said he was a college going student, and his aim was to be a photographer. And we were in Lonavala once, all of us, the whole gang. And I was just sitting, and he said, "Oh, you've got good body language. Why don't we shoot? You can be a model." And I just said, "Subah subah koi mila nahi kya?" So then what happened was we came back, and then we did a shoot. I said, "Chalo kar lete, usme kya hai?" And his dad used to work for an ad agency, so he showed the pictures to him, and he said, my God, this girl has so much potential. She can very well be an actor or a model." So I'm looking at him saying that inko bhi subah subah koi mila nahi hai lagta hai. But then those pictures, so I was standing at a bus stop after a few days, and I saw enter Gladrags supermodel contest, and I said, maybe I should enter this. And I sent my pictures, and I was selected. And then I won that pageant. Wow. And it was very strange how things happened so fast. I got Pond's face wash 2 days after I won Gladrags. I started being called for various, auditions, fashion shows, even films. Films, of course, I was too scared of getting into that field. So I said no. But started modeling, and whilst I was still doing my medicine. But when I started doing my gynaec, and most babies somehow are born in the night. So having to conduct deliveries in the night, I remember one night I have conducted about 8 deliveries. I did not know whether I was coming or going. So that was a kind of,
stress.
Yeah. And during the daytime, you have to do your work in the hospital and, do your rounds and everything. So it became very difficult to manage both, to do the housemanship and to go and shoot. So I had to take a call. So I spoke to my head of Gynaec, Dr. Davar. So I told her, I said, see, this is my dilemma. She knew, of course. I had kept her in the loop that this is what I'm doing. And she was like, yeah, do it. I mean, how many doctors get this opportunity? Go and do it. We'll support you as much. But I knew that my seniors had to do my work then if I'm not there. And it's a lot of work in Gynaec. So I spoke to her. She said, do it for a year and see how that goes. And then your seat will be there. But when that 1 year got over and I'm still here, it just flew. Time just flew. So that's how it all panned out. So not planned at all.
And how was your journey after that? So after the 1 year, you decided that you have selected your path.
No, that's what I'm saying. I didn't even select it. It didn't even occur to me, oh my God, I finished 1 year.
Oh, that you have to.
Yeah, I have to go back. It was like,
It just.
it just kind
yeah.
of continued. Yeah, yeah.
How did your father react to that?
So I visited them and I told them this. I was quite scared about because he knew how hard I had worked to
Exactly.
reach where I had. But I had to face the music. So I did, gather courage and I told him, and he just looked at me and he said, we've never stopped you from doing anything that you wanted to do. If you think that this is the path you want to follow, go ahead and do it. Just make sure that we don't have to, in the society, look down. हमारी नजरें नीचे मत करना. Like, keep our family name
Yeah.
intact. That kind of thing. So I said, okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that was easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was mostly your decision. And but one of the things that you said, and I think since you have also been a parent to two kids, how important do you think is the confidence that parents showed to their kids? Like how your family supported you in this decision, and how did it translate in your parenting sort of journey as well?
So I have always believed that the biggest gift a parent can give a child is confidence. There's nothing else. Education, entrepreneurship, making him a prodigy, or all that will come if the child has this self-belief and confidence in himself or herself. I think that is the biggest gift, according to me. And I have tried to, of course, do that with my children, where, if there is anything that needs them to kind of get up, dust the backside and go back on track, I have helped them to do that. And I've kept the communication channels open with them. And but I also know that, if one has to ask them, they'll have a list of things that they will say that Mama should have done this or not done this. That's fine. That's part of parenting.
Since you're also coming from a medical background, and I know that you're very passionate about brain health as well, and you have this idea of how important confidence is, right? Are there any practical tips that you can share with parents who might be watching this on how to actually enable that confidence in kids? Because I think that's where a lot of parents struggle, because they know that confidence is important. But how do you make that real for your child?
So I think one of the things which is very crucial for all the parents to remember is that don't label a child. So don't call a child good boy or bad boy. Both are equally bad. And I'll tell you why. Because when a person is called that, okay, she's a good girl, that good girl then cannot make any mistakes. However, in life, everybody makes mistakes.
Right.
So when that good girl makes a mistake, that guilt, that, somewhere deep down, that unconscious mind, there is that thing that, I'm a good girl, I made a mistake, that's not good. And that eats away into her self-belief and her confidence. So when you have to praise a child, say that whatever you have done, so give that activity or whatever the task is, that you've done a great job. This is very good. You can do that. But if I call you a bad boy and you do something good, you're like, no, I'm a bad boy. Why am I doing good things? You see how that makes an impact? And it's a very nuanced thing. But it plays a very big role in how we occur to ourselves and what we do. Because you know that most of the decisions that we make, they come from our unconscious mind. Conscious mind has a very small role when we take any important decisions, right? So very important to realize this, that don't label a child.
So let me play a little bit of devil's advocate here. So what I'm hearing you say, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think what you're saying is that when you label a child in a particular manner, that child subconsciously starts conforming to that label. Is that is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So I'll give you another example. My God, he's such a hardworking guy. Suppose we'll take your example. That Raghav is a very hardworking boy. Now, Raghav takes his family entire family. Huh?
Yeah.
Like your chacha, mama, dada, dadi, everybody goes on a holiday. What is Raghav doing? Raghav is working hard because he's a hard-working boy. Everybody else is enjoying. Raghav is busy organizing things,
Yeah.
busy planning meals. Where is your enjoyment? You will not be able to enjoy because you're a hardworking boy.
Because I have to conform to that
Correct.
label that has been
Correct.
put on me.
So if you are going and chilling on the beach, you will say, there's something which will not allow you to relax.
And people will say that, oh, he is not, he's not being
He's
himself.
not, yeah.
But-
Forget people. I'm saying for yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you say that, for example, again, playing devil's advocate, for example, if I say, you are such a kind person, right? Will that not have the impact that the child will try to be kind? So, is that
Yes,
also bad?
but
Is
at
that also
times,
bad?
at times,
Yeah.
Positive and negative emotions both have a place in our lives. Similarly, being kind all the time is not necessarily a good thing.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. If a child is sticking his fingers in a plug,
Huh.
in a socket, do you not have to be disciplined, strict, and not be kind at that time? Chal beta kar le tere ko jo karna hai. I'm being a kind human being. That's not a good thing. So then if the child is going to switch on the gas, turn on the gas, is that a good thing? No, at that time you have to be a little strict. You
Right.
have to be disciplined. So tough love is also important. At that time, kindness will not work. If your domestic help or your people who are working with you, if they don't stick to their goals, if the targets that you've given them are not achieved, are you still going to be kind to them or not? At times, a little bit of strictness, discipline is required.
Right. So that is, I think, extremely valuable advice. For those of you who don't know, Aditi is not just a model and a parent and a doctor in her erstwhile life. She is also has 3 degrees in, right?
In
3 degrees
psychology.
in psychology.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that journey? About how you got interested in psychology? What is it that you have studied and how does that play out in your day-to-day life today? Are you a practicing psychologist? What kind of clients you're dealing with?
Right. So I was a ramp model for about 10 years. Now, ramp models have a certain shelf life, of course. And I said that when I'm at the top, I will give it up. So instead of people saying, why is she on ramp? I want people to say, why is she not on ramp? Why not? Right? So I gave up ramp modeling at that time. It became a little monotonous. Secondly, I started feeling that intellectually I'm not stimulated enough. And for me, my brain is very precious. I love my brain. So I'm like, okay, I could feel that my neurons are dying. I'm like, I can't do this to myself. I need to do something about it. So I was at crossroads. I spoke to a few friends and few mentors to figure out what I should do next. I wanted to learn. I wanted to get a degree. So one was skin, of course, which was a very easy, so to say, choice given who I was as a doctor and as a celebrity or a model and an actor. The second one was psychology, which I thought was very interesting because one of the big things which pushed me into psychology was Big Boss. So I was in Big Boss season 3. Now, I'm not a melodramatic person. I am not the kind who will throw, tantrums and do all those this thing. But yet, it was just luck, I guess, or destiny or whatever. I was in Big Boss and I was there till the second last
Episode.
eviction. Yeah, I was there till the second last this thing. The way I saw people behaving there, and how we were put in a situation and how everybody reacted so differently. And mind you, it was season 3. So it was not how it is today where everybody knows it's a game and they know how to play the game. And they know
there's
how
so
to
much
get the
social
eyeballs.
media
And so
that
it was
time it
not
wasn't
hard.
there.
It was still in its very nascent stages. So we were all ourselves in that sense. That intrigued me. And mind is something that was always very fascinating for me anyway, but this kind of nudged me a little onto like psychology side. So I said, okay, let me, the choice was psychiatry, but then psychiatry also meant that I had to go to the, and study
Medical
again,
school.
MD, go to medical school, which was not possible because my children were still young that time. So then I said, okay, psychology is a good idea. Let me study psychology. And that's how the journey started. So I did my Tata Institute of Social Sciences. I did my PGDC there. And then I did one more degree, master's degree in India. And then I said, okay, now ye ho gaya. Now I want to get an international degree. Now international degree from where? Let me choose the best
Best in the
or
world.
the biggest, name. And that was Harvard, of course. So I enrolled into Harvard. We had 5 years to finish it. I finished it in 4 years, the whole degree. And we had to. It is a hybrid. It's a hybrid kind of a program. So I went and stayed there also, which was amazing. And yeah, then May 2023, Tom Hanks was the speaker. He was and we got the degree there at that time.
So the whole journey of psychology, was it with a career choice in mind, or it's only purely from a learning point of view?
I wish I took decisions so with a thought process of what future and what this thing. So no, I didn't think of it as a profession or anything like that. However, in back of my mind again, that healer part of me was there. That okay, I can help people because, like I said, that in Big Boss I saw how people were, and I'm like, okay, there is definitely a need for this, and for my own sake also, because I did go through a very dark phase in my life, I knew that mind can really affect everything in life, right? Your physical health also gets affected. So it was that, I can help people with this, but it was not from the perspective of I will make it into a big profession. No, it was not from that perspective at all.
How are you using your psychology degrees or qualifications in your current life? Are you using it? Are you a practicing psychologist now?
Yes, I am. So I take 5 clients, personal clients, and then when they are on their feet and they are able to handle or navigate through life, then SOS, of course, I'm always there. But then I take a new client. And the reason for that is because wider reach of psychology or mental well-being or mental health is something that I have taken upon myself. And so I do a lot of corporate work. I do a lot of workshops for a lot of clients. Secondly, Marvelous Mrs. India, which is my baby, in that I have combined everything that I am or my knowledge, and I've created a program. So although it is Mrs. India, it is not just a beauty pageant, because we look at real women. We are not taking the typical, when you say beauty pageant, you have this certain image. I want to change that, because today's day and age, because of social media, there's just so much pressure on women to look a certain way, to be a certain way, that it's taking a toll on their mental well-being. And secondly, when I felt that with this program, if I can impact women, then the whole family also changes. The whole constellation, the family constellation changes. As a result, the society will change, right? That if a woman is aware of mental well-being, of emotions, positive and negative, and how to handle them, how to maneuver through life, she can teach the children. And of course, the husband is part of the family. So then that is the goal, or that's a vision I have. So we look at real women who can go to the next level.
Right. So for people who are wondering what Marvelous Mrs. India is, so Aditi is the founder of this platform that empowers women. And Aditi, if you can tell us a little bit about how this works, right? So you talked about the goals, but what is this platform? How can more people associate themselves with it? Who is it for? What age group is it for? And it's called Marvelous Mrs. India. So is it only for married women? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. So basically, we do it every year. This is the 3rd season, which is happening.
And it's a pageant, right? It's a pageant.
It's a pageant.
Yeah.
But there is a journey to it.
Right.
So it culminates into a beauty pageant. How it works is that 16 December is the finale, grand finale. And registrations are of course on right now. We do audition because we take only 30 women. The reason for that is I train each and every participant myself. So we do that. 1 month prior to the pageant, we have a group training session where other mentors come into the picture. So we've had likes of Brahmakumari sister Shivani taking a lecture. We've had Gaur Gopal Das ji taking a lecture. Noinika Chatterjee, who is India's supermodel, she trains the girls as to how to walk. So it is beauty inside out. Our hashtag is beauty inside out. The whole thing is divided into half and half. So beauty within and external beauty, we combine both, because it's important how you present yourself to the world. Just because I'm spiritually inclined doesn't mean that I can you just walk out in my pajamas and come for a podcast, right? That is not the way it is. So to look after your physical body as well as your mental makeup, so both is important. So facial makeup and mental makeup, both you have to pay attention to. That is the whole thing. So it's an entire training process culminating into 4 days of a beautiful time. It's a lot of fun when we all get together and we celebrate womanhood. Now, where age is concerned, last year we had a 73-year young
Wow.
Madhu Nathiani who participated. Today she's walking for so many fashion shows and she's shooting for editorials.
Wow.
She's just full of life and zest. And that to me was so inspiring. So age group is pretty much 18 plus. And no, it is not only for married women. It is for separated, widowed, divorced women. Plus we have a new category this year, which is for 35 plus unmarried women. Because that lot doesn't get a chance to participate in Miss India or Mrs. India because of age in Miss India and because of the status in Mrs. India. So we've created a new category, MS. So we are calling them Miss India, but 35 plus unmarried.
Right. And is it, what is the criteria for getting selected? Is it only people who are inclined towards modeling, or is it any kind of woman from any walk of life?
So, like I said, that I'm looking at real women who have a need to take themselves to the next level. So that craving to learn, that's one part. The second part is how is she going to use this platform?
Okay.
Because we have so much that we have created in our journey that she can really use it. So I'll give you another example. We had Nivedita Kharbanda last year, whose dream, and this came out in her sessions with me, where she said, "Mera beta jab 18 ka ho jayega, to I'm going to write a book. That's my dream." I said, "Why are you waiting for 10 years?" I said, "You write a book and we will release it on the platform." So we are giving you the platform. Otherwise, it's very difficult to get a Bollywood star and press and Queen of Udaipur to come for your book release, right? I said, I'm giving you a ready-made platform. I will help you write the book, not like a ghostwriter or anything, but just guide you through it. You write the book and let's do it. And she did it. So her book is available on Amazon. Not only that, now she's going to Dubai as a judge, as a jury for beauty pageant. She's going as a judge. So those kind of, we have lot of stories like that. So these are real life stories of real women whose dream may be to be a Miss India when she was a child, but was not able to participate for some reason. So we do encourage that also. So we have girls who are working for New York Fashion Week. As of today, there's one show that's happening. 13, there's another show where other participant is walking. Then for Global Couture Week for Rohit Verma, we have 2 participants walking. So whether you want to do ramp modeling or brand endorsements or whatever, we are here to support you. We will handhold you. And this thing is not to let them go after the pageant is over. We create and keep that community together, and then they are given different opportunities.
Right. And you said that there are 30 women in each cohort, and I think you've had 2 so far? Or?
Yeah.
So this would be the third one,
This
right?
is the third one, yeah.
Any plans to scale this platform? How can more women participate? Is the selection criteria is it very competitive to get selected?
Not really. It's not competitive. That's the only thing I see, that, the hunger in her, the want to take it forward, that kind of thing. And where scaling up is concerned, yes. So I did get the directorship of Mrs. UAE World. So we will be sending one participant from UAE, not from India, but from UAE, to represent herself and UAE on the Mrs. World platform, which I had one in 2001. So that's, now we are spreading our wings into the UAE side of the world, and then hopefully we'll go global. But this Marvelous Mrs. India is open for women of Indian origin from everywhere. So we've had participants from Australia, from USA, from UK, from Thailand, from Middle East, of course. So Indian origin women from everywhere are welcome to participate in Marvelous Mrs. India, basically.
Wow, amazing. So let's steer the conversation in a different direction. I know that you are very passionate about mental well-being, the brain health, and you're also practitioner of Vipassana.
That's correct.
Can you tell us a little bit about that aspect of your life and your journey? What drove you towards Vipassana? Uh, and how are you able to do it?
So again, where spirituality is concerned, I was always attracted to it. As a child, I would go and enroll in a yoga camp somewhere and do pranayam and breathing work and all that. In 2008, I went for my first Vipassana retreat, and at that time, I went because I needed some kind of guidance or knowledge from the higher consciousness. So that was the first time I went, and then I have done TM, Transcendental Meditation. I've done the program. I've done Art of Living also. But what worked, I've done chanting as well, and I believe in giving 100% to whatever I'm doing. So I gave it my all. What works for me is Vipassana. So I always say this, whatever works for you, you do that. It doesn't mean that this is good and this is bad or this is bad and this. No, it's your way of reaching within. So for me, what works is Vipassana. And I have done about 10-day courses, and no, it's not easy. Matlab, every time I go there on day 3 and day 4, you're like, what am I doing here? I should be out there working, doing this, doing that. But I know that the impact that it leaves on my mental well-being and my physical well-being is immense. The whole disconnection part of it allows me to connect within. And the only way out is to go within. So that is a realization, of course, that has been told to us. But when you practice it, when you act on it, you realize how true that is.
Can you describe what that experience is like, especially for people who have heard about the term but don't know much about it? Like for me, I'm a very sort of layman in terms of what Vipassana is. I know that you have to be completely disconnected, and you can't speak, you can't read, you can't write for the entire period, right? So for 10 days, you're completely disconnected from everybody. Yes. And you're just like not speaking at all, right?
Yeah.
So what really happens in that? And is it a guided session? You're just meditating, you're being on your own. What really happens?
So yes, it is guided. Every step of the way there is guidance. So it's not like you're just left to meditate and do whatever you want. It's not like that. And where disconnecting is concerned, we follow something which is called as Arya Mon. Arya Mon is of course keeping quiet, but Arya means we are not supposed to look at another human being even.
Wow.
Because when I look at you, I'm communicating through my eyes. Right?
Okay.
You can make actions and you can actually speak to a person.
Yeah.
So in Vipassana, they tell you not even to look at any other human being. So keep your eyes down if somebody is crossing you. Even meals, you are sitting and facing either the window or a wall and eating. So you're not even sitting in front of each other. So that's the kind of disconnection that is encouraged. What it does is it allows you to go within, and a lot of emotions, thoughts, events that are there within you, which bother you, they start coming up. And it can really, so silence is deafening. I have experienced that, where I felt like, that emoji with boom, the brain going. I have felt like that. It was so difficult. But the thing is, when you stick it out, that whatever the negativity is, it loses its grip. And I've seen that so many times in so many Vipassanas that I have done, that things that really bother me, they just lose their grip on your mind, and then there is just silence. There's just peace. There is just lightness of being, which is so beautiful. It is really blissful. So, and like I said, that the reason why I do it over and over again is there is sensory overload today because of our screen time, because of the things that we are doing, because of the number of people we meet, and whatever that, constantly there is bombarding that happens to your brain. When do we detox? Like for bodies, I will fast and I will go on water fast, or I will do this and that. What about your mind? What about your soul? Where is the detox? So this allows you to detox. So it really gives you a lot of clarity. There is a lot of course, it improves your focus, it improves your memory. It helps you navigate through life and stressful situations in a much better manner. Right? Now, I, as a person, was not an assertive person. I was very I would not be able to say no. So this helped me to become assertive. Now I know how to draw my boundaries because people take you for granted. People will walk all over you if given a chance, right? This has really helped me to say no. No is a no. I will not allow this. So it helps you in managing yourself better. Like people who have anger issues, for example, they are able to then manage their anger, and then slowly, slowly, of course, it dissipates. Like my sister's, along with me, she's also done as many Vipassana retreats. She had this anger issue. Today, if you see her, there's nothing that can,
Bother her.
yeah, she can just deal with it in such a clarity that it's amazing. So it helps you in whatever you need help in. And every single human being has a different experience. So no two experiences are same. So if I'm telling you this is my experience. Your experience might be completely different, and you might say that, what was she even talking about? I didn't experience all this. So no, don't go with what I'm saying, because this is mine. This is my experience. Yours will be very different.
Do you have any specific story that you can share in your Vipassana journey where you had, like, I don't know, a moment of enlightenment? Or
Well, I don't know about, can you see a glow at the back? Can you see a halo? So no, I've not reached there. There's a lot more work that needs to be done. However, when
anything
I
that
did
is memorable from, because you've done at
Yeah.
least 8 to 10,
10, yeah.
10 Vipassanas,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
10
yeah.
days each.
Yeah, 10 days each. And
Wow.
I do small, multiple, 1 day, 3 days and all. That's
Yeah.
in between.
Oh,
but I
okay.
don't count those. So when I did my third Vipassana, that's so far been the best
Okay.
experience, in the sense that the kind of lightness I felt after after my season 3, Marvelous Mrs. India, that's on my mind. When I did my third retreat, it was just amazing. The lightness of being, like I described earlier, that I felt. I have not felt that again. And when I speak to my teacher at Vipassana, they of course say that you cannot expect that. You cannot be, going with that mindset that I want that, because that's attachment then. So I let it be. However, that was really like, my whole body was like, completely just like in a different zone.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really, really
Hard to
amazing.
describe.
Very hard to describe, yes. Yes. And the first time when I finished, when I came out of those 10 days and we started talking and we were allowed to talk and whatever, at that time, everything appeared brighter. Like the colors were like really bright, and sounds were. So when I started driving, I'm like, oh my God, this is so harsh. It's so loud. So everything was enhanced. So it was quite awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about parenting, since we are all about parenting. And as a psychologist, as a person of medicine, and as a parent, what are the things you think parents should focus on for their young kids, especially in today's hyper-connected world where you yourself said you're bombarded with screen time and all the kinds of distractions and evils that,
Yeah.
as we call it, that come with it, right? So what are the things that parents should consider for their kids in terms of well-being, brain health, and their development?
So I think first and foremost, when they are babies, please don't give a screen to them. It is not needed. It is not good for their brain health. And I'm sure you know this, and you're propagating it, that the brain, it grows maximum in the first 2 years. First
Yeah.
5 years are very, very crucial for brain health. By giving them screen, you're really, there is the damage that it does to the brain, it's irreparable. So please don't give screens to the babies. I know it's a cheap nanny. It's easy to stick a screen in front of the child when you're feeding, but not a good thing at all. So when mothers come and say, oh, my 1-year-old can swipe on iPad, and I'm like, don't be proud of it, please. So,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it really like riles me up,
oh
when
my God, I get so angry. You should see my sister when we go to a restaurant, and when she sees that parents are talking with one another and friends and kids, there are 4-5 kids, they're all on their screen. They're not interacting. You know what? One thing which people are not talking about is that depression is an epidemic today. Loneliness is on a rise. Why? Think about it. It's because of this. They are not used to interacting with each other. There are play dates and all which happen where kids are sitting and they are on their screen and that's a play date. I'm like, no, yeah, it is. So that's the unfortunate part. So to all the young parents, please don't give screens as much as possible. If you give zero screen, even better, but avoid that.
Yeah, I think it's the world that we are living in. We are always looking for that instant gratification, right? And that maybe is one of the reasons for the depression. And because if you're not getting that in the relationship that you're in, the work that you're in,
Absolutely.
then it sort of messes you up.
Also, what has happened is parenting has changed, where parents think that they are friends of their children. Now, I have a little opinion here, which is that don't be a friend to your child, be a parent, because friends dime a dozen they will have. Parents only you are there.
Correct.
So be a friendly parent, but don't be a friend to your child, because a child needs discipline. They need that little strictness and little, rules and regulations, and they need to hear no. This yes parenting business is, again, in life, when you grow up, you're not going to get a yes everywhere.
Exactly.
Then how do you handle it? Then to handle failure becomes very difficult. So it is important for the parent to say no to a child every now and then.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're a parent.
And I know that you also have opinions on brain development and brain exercise, even for adults. Because you are actually qualified and you are a practicing psychologist. Yeah. So from that point of view, right, we were talking earlier about how a lot of times our brain stops learning because it's the whole concept of use it or lose it.
Yes, absolutely. I absolutely believe in that. And when people say that अभी क्या पढ़ना, brain development तो हो गया है, 25 तक ही होता है, 25 years, it's not like that. That's a myth, because it has been now proven and research backed. Papers are there, you can look it up, is that if you want your brain to grow, the brain will grow. So it's called fluid intelligence, right? Which means that if I want to learn something, and it is difficult at certain age. Why is it difficult? Because throughout we've not been learning. College ho gaya, degree ho gaya, now there's no more learning. Now I know it all, right? That attitude, and then suddenly at 40, 50, abhi sudoku karna hai, language seekhni hai, because I have to keep my brain active. In between 20, 25 years, your brain is not used to learning. If you continuously learn, then any task or anything that you want to learn becomes easy. It doesn't mean that today if I decide to become a world-class composer, I can. I'm not saying that. However, I want to enter Olympics and I'm going to win it. No, I'm not saying that, because again, it is about aging as well. As we grow older, your body ages. You can make it slower. You can definitely slow down aging, but ultimately, it's not like we are immortal beings. Therefore, that one thing is there. But the thing is that your brain can learn. So this whole thing that, okay, ab ye is umar mein kya padhna? This is like, okay, don't get a degree. But how about learning something new or do things differently? So to give you an example, if you are a right-handed person and if you brush with your left hand, that itself will stimulate your brain. It's as simple as that. These are very easy. That these activities are extremely simple. If you're a right-handed person, open the door with your left hand. Do things with your left hand. Automatically eat with your left hand. Your brain will be challenged. So it is not necessary that only Sudoku is the answer. Of course, you can learn new languages and instrument and new anything. It's always good for your brain.
Yeah, because different parts of the brain are activated with different actions.
Yes.
So you want all-round stimulation.
Yes, absolutely. So that is my endeavor, to keep my brain active and young. Till I die. So 18 till I die.
So what's next for you? What is it that you are looking forward to in the next few years? Any learning endeavors, any new degrees that you are
So I was going to come to that. When you asked what next, my immediate answer would be I want to do an MBA.
Oh,
but
really?
No, the thing is that I had an intervention where everybody said, no more degree collecting now. You need to stop and focus on Marvelous Mrs. India and other things. Maybe later on I will do my MBA. That is one of the degrees. I also want to do a degree in mystical sciences. So
Okay.
Bombay University, I've done full research. Bombay University has a degree in mystical sciences, which is, it's not, oh my God, I'm so excited. It is not about religions, right? I mean, one thinks that mysticism and all is this woo-woo stuff, but no, it's really interesting where they've taken the mystical part of, and every religion has that, whether it is, Christianity or Islam and they have like, I think 8 religions that they have distilled the mysticism part of it.
Okay.
So that is one of the degrees that I want to get. But like I said, right now, it is all about Marvelous Mrs. India and making it the pageant to go for all women of Indian origin, married, divorced, the whatever the category I shared with you. So that is my dream right now, to really empower women in true sense, not just the word which is, unfortunately being lightly thrown around, not like that, but in true sense.
One question I missed asking earlier. What was the genesis of Marvelous Mrs. India? Like, what motivated you to start? Because it's not something that it sounds like it came from something
It
within,
did.
right? Like very personal.
Yeah.
So, what was the genesis of starting this movement that you have started?
Yeah. So 2 things. Basically, what happened was, so there's a negative part of it and the positive part of it. The positive part of it is, after I finished my psychology, I'm like, I can practice as a psychologist, but then what about all those years that I have worked as a model or an actor, or I have judged so many beauty pageants, or I have trained Miss Indias and Mrs. Indias and all that. So if I do that, then psychology goes for a toss. So I wanted to combine both. And at that then came to this, that okay, Marvelous Mrs. India seems to be a great idea, because then I can create a program for women. It's like a journey. It's like a mini MBA, you can say, or mini personality development course, where it culminates into this fun thing where you get a crown and you get to wear a sash and you get to, be judged by judges, etc. That was the positive thing about it. The negative thing was, so I won Mrs. World in 2001 when Priyanka, Lara and Dia Mirza won their titles.
Correct.
I won in the same year. I could have started it that time. But I was being invited as a judge, and of course I enjoyed it. Later on, so post-COVID and a little before COVID also, what I was observing was that most of these beauty pageants had become a bad business, in the sense that the contestants were trained enough. So many times I've sat in the judge's chair and I'm looking at the participants and I'm like, they look like they're walking in a park. गार्डन में चलने के लिए आया ऐसे लग रहा था, and it is not their fault.
Because nobody's trained them.
Nobody, they've not got good trainers to train them. Secondly, they were asked to collect money under the guise of charity, and the organizers were keeping the money. That was something that was heartbreaking. I'm like, you're taking money under the name of cancer for the cancer patients, and you're keeping the money. I mean, that's not really nice. So they were not being trained properly, plus this was happening. Third thing was the crowns were being sold. So that was something that I said no. Either I can cry about it and get angry and irritated and annoyed, or I take action. Either I accept it and don't cry about it, or I take action. So I decided to take action. So my whole this thing is, our pageant is completely authentic. We are very, very clear that we will not sell our crowns. You earn the crown. You don't buy it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your amazing thoughts and your expertise as a psychologist, as a parent. And congratulations on the amazing journey that you've had in the last 25 years. So grateful to have had this conversation. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me. It was truly enjoyable.
Thank you.